Hello everyone, Firecrest Gaming here and welcome back to another video. We're back now for the F1 2016 career mode and yes, it is another double-parter. But again, lack of things happening. And it wasn't even that these two races were particularly boring like Silverstone or Hungary, but I don't know, they're still lackluster enough for video content. So upgrade wise we're still looking a little bit empty. We definitely want that engine upgrade by the end of the German Grand Prix weekend. Thinking about some other upgrades, but I don't think so. We're going to wait for the other ones.
Hi, just letting you know that we've had the team's expectations through for the upcoming qualifying session.
So that's our qualifying goals for the German Grand Prix. Qualify 13th or higher, beat Sebastian Vettel and beat Romain Grosjean. So, as is the norm with qualifying sessions, how badly did we do? 13th. In fairness, we hit it perfectly on what they wanted, but that's still pathetic. And it definitely hurts when Grosjean is 4th. Give me strength. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I just can't qualify. There's only a few circuits I can qualify on Ultimate AI difficulty.
Hi, guess who? I've seen the team's expectations for the race, so I thought I'd pass them on and wish you luck. Take care.
So now for the race, they want us to finish 13th, I think, I think they said finish 13th and then Grosjean and Vettel. Which doesn't work, because surely if you finish 13th, then they're basically saying you need Vettel and Grosjean to retire. But you can see there, we finally have our engine upgrade ready for the Belgian and Italian Grand Prix. But for this Grand Prix, we have the 5 lights. Lights out and away we don't go, because that was an awful start. Immediately getting jumped by Pascal Verheilen in the Manor down towards the first corner, trying to find a way around the outside of most of the cars. In behind now, overtaking Daniel Ricciardo. And we slot ourselves into P7, just having to hold it on the exit. Very wet conditions here in Hockenheim. So I just wonder when this rain is going to stop. It just seems to be following us all around the place and it just won't stop. But coming down now. Although that's looking positive, light rain in 10 minutes, so this is not going to be the permanent conditions for this race, which is good because full wet conditions are horrid on this game. Intermediate conditions are livable. These ones are absolutely not. As we go now on to the beginning of lap 3, we've had pretty decent pace to be honest, and we have kept with Felipe Massa, who is following our teammate Grosjean. We're having a bit of a look at the inside, and we kind of just barged Felipe Massa out of the way. But I don't care at this point, it's full wet conditions, I'm trying as much as I can. If you play this game in full wet conditions, you can sympathise with me here. But as we move on to lap 8, we're now faced with overtaking our teammate Romain Grosjean, and he is very slow on the straight and almost lets us through then. It literally looked like he was letting us through. Has team orders possibly? It felt, I don't know, it just felt like it at the time. He was so slow on the going through there, but you can see they're switching to the intermediate tyre, and that is because at the end of this lap we've decided to come in for a brand new set of intermediate tyres, which we are fitting on before any other car in the field. So hopefully we've made a call early enough that the intermediate tyres work on the fairly wet track, but they also won't. They're not going to be slipping and sliding everywhere into the pits. Good stop by Haas. And we are back down to 13th place, down to 14th. So basically back where we started, but has it worked? Well, you can see here we're into P9. I believe some cars made their pit stops, or maybe we overtook them. But there we go, fastest lap straight away, 1 minute 29.4 I believe. And we are really on the pace. Not many other cars have made their stops yet, so this seems to have worked out beautifully for us. As now Sebastian Vettel has made his stop for intermediate tyres. And there we go, even faster now, 127.9 I think that is. I can't really see much from the preview. But we're into P3 now in this Grand Prix. We have a real shot now at a podium, which will be our first since Baku. Obviously when we won that race, that was the last race on Legend AI difficulty. That was way too easy back then. But coming through the final few corners, Lewis Hamilton takes his third win in a row. He is really starting to dominate these races. Sebastian Vettel second, and we take a very hard-earned third place.
A great win then for the Mercedes team today. And I have to wonder, Anthony Davidson, just what set them apart from the competition here.
Well, keeping their tyre temperatures up in the tricky wet conditions was really important. There's not much grip out there at the best of times, and it's 10 times worse if you're out there on cold tyres. So the way they kept the rubber in its proper operating window was a huge advantage today.
And here are our podium drivers today after that excellent race. They've excelled here, as they so often do, and it's a well-deserved victory. Mercedes, then, are on top today.
So moving on to our second race of this video.
Hi, how are you? I'm just passing on your qualifying goals for this weekend.
Yep, qualifying goals as ever. Qualified 12th or higher, beat Vettel, beat Grosjean, blah blah blah. Maybe, just for once, can we maybe do half decent in qualifying? In fairness, at the moment we have a pretty good car. We have the 5th fastest car in the field, so maybe we can get somewhere with this. I'm hoping. Well, the engine upgrade seemed to work because, as well as grid penalties galore, there were also 2 DNFs and 1 person got disqualified. It was Jenson Button, who got disqualified, and Massa and Raikkonen, I believe, who DNF. I don't know, Raikkonen got disqualified. But Felipe Massa ahead of us had a grid place penalty, which means we'll be starting the Belgian Grand Prix from 7th place on the grid. But Grosjean again out-qualifying us, starting again in another very strong P4. As we move on to the grid now for the Belgian Grand Prix. 4, 5 lights. Lights out, and away we go. Long light sequence, and again a shocking start in the wet. We cannot get this car off the line in the wet, immediately losing a position to Fernando Alonso and then regaining them straight away at the expense of many other cars, particularly Grosjean and Hamilton as well, also falling prey to us. And running now down to Eau Rouge, trying to get the move done on Sebastian Vettel. We're moving to the left-hand side of Eau Rouge, around the outside of Eau Rouge. That was close, and especially in the wet conditions, that is a very difficult move to pull off. Now Vettel having a look at us, and we're in the slipstream of Nico Rosberg, so we really just want to use Rosberg to get away from Vettel, and we do. Not being able to go on the attack of Rosberg, and realistically, that's the last we're going to see of him in this race. Rosberg, if we can hold everyone else up, is going to storm to his first victory in a while, actually, I think. And oh no, since Canada, there you go. He's going to get his first win since Canada, and he's also going to stop Hamilton's streak of wins. But Vettel storming past us immediately, and we're going around the outside of Vettel, and well, I don't think that's my fault. I think he's jumped up on the inside curve, ran over it, and he's just barged into us, I think. But regardless, the end result meant just a little bit of an inconvenience for us, and a DNF for Sebastian Vettel. He would become the first retirement of the Belgian Grand Prix. And sadly, once more, that was it for a while. Actually, no, only for a couple of laps, so it wasn't too bad this time. But here comes Hamilton straight away on the attack, and we just let him through there. He just waltzed past us. And here, coming down to the bus stop chicane, it's very close, right on the back of Hamilton. And Daniel Kvyat, I should point out at this point, is in 4th place, having a very good race indeed. But we're trying to stay ahead of Lewis Hamilton, and he's still got the slipstream down to La Source. He's still very close. Rosberg already 6 seconds up the road in 4 laps, proving we are just training the cars behind us. But there we go, we've just now got the drive out of La Source, and we have got, seemingly for now, holding 2nd place from Lewis Hamilton. But that was genuinely it now for a while. We had to wait till the final lap for something else to happen. Obviously tyres are worn, lower on fuel, but coming now, one final sector to go. And we now have Daniel Kvyat right behind us, who's actually looking at a podium position here. jumping up on the curve there. We had a terrible run out there, and here comes the Toro Rosso. And there he goes. Dano Kvyat takes second place, I should say, in the Belgian Grand Prix. And we have to follow him back down now if we want to overtake him. In the final lap of this Grand Prix, down to the bus stop chicane. Minor contact with the Toro Rosso. Second attempt at braking. Very, very late on the brakes. And we just parked the car on the inside of the curve. And we have got the move done on Dano Kvyat, holding second place. And it looks like we're going to hold second place in the Haas Formula 1 car at the Belgian Grand Prix. Now, sadly, I didn't record any of the extra parts at the end. I don't know why. Fast me, you were an idiot. But that was really it. We got our now second podium in a row. Hopefully, we can keep this going to Monza, because I really like it there, and I hope we can have a good result. So, I'll see you then, guys. Goodbye.